When I was a kid, I was the youngest in my family. I still am the youngest in my family. And my older brother went to school, my sister went to school. We used to drop them off at school, and I'd see the big swings, I'd see the playground. I said, look great, sign me up, I want to go. I was dying to go to school. I was looking forward. So, sure enough, time came. I went in, they call it first grade in America. I went into first grade. Had a great time. After a couple of days, I thought, okay, fine, been there, done that, I want to go home. They said, no, 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 my friend. You're here for another 6 years. I thought, oh, geez, nobody, I didn't read the fine print when I signed up. So I figured, okay, I'll put in my 6 years, because after that, we call it in America, there's middle school or high school. So I thought, okay, there's sports, I'll have a good time, I can play football. No, I was looking, I'll be happy in the future. Okay, now I'm not so happy, but I'll be happier in the future. I mean, these are simple examples, but it's true. So I was thinking high school. Got into high school, playing football, first game, broke my collarbone. I thought, oh, geez, well, that's out. But that's okay, I'll get myself through high school, I'll be happy in college. When I get, what's not to love? Great schedule, pizza all the time, parents send money, don't ask any questions, as long as you get good grades. What's not to love? You talk to college students, generally speaking, they love the first year, second year. By the time they get to the third year, fourth year, what to speak if they're a graduate, they, graduate studies, they can't wait to get out. They say, I just want to get out here and get into the real world, so they're looking forward. Then you talk to them when they get into business, supposing they get some job, some corporation, then the whole goal is to work your way up the corporate ladder. So Srila Prabhupada, the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, he was, it's a long story, but he was with some Japanese businessmen for printing our books. And they interviewed a young businessman. And the young businessman, they asked him, what's your goal in life? He didn't really speak much English. He's Japanese, young man. And everyone at the meeting had passed out their business cards. So in pantomime, to show what his goal in life was, he collected all the other business cards. He was a junior exec, so he collected all the cards of the senior executives, and he stacked them up according to seniority, very carefully, with the vice president on top. Then he very ceremoniously took his card out and put it on top. In other words, the goal of life, work his way up the corporate ladder. That was his goal. My father, a very good man, was a businessman. And his same thing, work his way up the corporation. Eventually he became the president of the corporation. That was his goal in life, to work his way up. But then when you talk, then after that, what was his goal? To retire and play golf. He was looking forward, he was looking forward. And when finally, after a whole lifetime of looking forward, he was finally able to retire, if you asked him, what would he talk about? Oh, when I was in school and I was a kid, it was so much fun. Or, oh, when I was in high school, it was so... Or when I was a young buck working my way up the corporate ladder. So he spent most of his life looking forward and the end of his life looking back. When was he actually satisfied? When was he actually happy? It was all ephemeral.